And I think that one of the things we need to clarify is we're not trying to judge or criticize on any of the belief systems that we have, because that's actually innate with us. One thing that we're saying is, if this is going to be something serves you, then keep it. If this is going to work in your relationship, if it's going to work with the way that you are managing your life, that's perfectly fine, because there's no scale, or there's no going to be a right rule and say that we all have to be the same. But what we're saying is, if this kind of belief system, especially a limited belief system, doesn't really serve you any longer, it is time for us to change. So I remember last time you mentioned about the fair exchange, and that also creates some of the balance spectrum. So do you want to reflect on what we just discussed last time?
Yeah. So the fair exchange is fundamental in human relationships because when we have fair exchange, we feel that there's the flow of energy and of wealth. And when there's lack of fair exchange, what then last time we talked about guilt and shame. So guilt and shame is when we perceive that we receive more than we have given, so that we receive something for nothing, and that creates a sense of obligation. And then so we start to do more things for other people. In a way, we start to often sacrifice. We actually start to doing more, giving of time, giving of our caring, sometimes even money. And so we start sacrificing for other people. And then the sacrifice always, eventually, it might take a while, but eventually it leads to resentment. And that's where the resentment, because at some point it's like a pendulum, right? So we feel guilty and we feel, oh, I need to return, I need to repay. And then we start to do more for that person. And then at some point we feel, but how about me? And then that's the resentment. Then we, with the resentment, is the sense of entitlement. I have done all this for you, now I deserve. And then it may come back to the other side again, because when we start resenting and claiming our entitlement, then there's a time where we start feeling, oh, but now I am receiving more than I'm giving. And so it's like that pendulum, that's that cycle of up and down.
Yeah, it's very much like a pendulum or the jigsaw that you have to just keep balancing out all the time. And if you are not managing it well, a lot of times you actually go to one extreme rather than the other.